It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Another step towards the Super Bowl begins. We're off in the first of 4 divisional round games. Fielded at the 7. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
On 1, ready?
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Gun. Got.
Another carry for him. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
Here we go. Stop.
Burrow out of the shotgun. This one taken in by Chase. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Here we go. Stop.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go. 11. 11 mighty. Stop.
Here's Burrow. Keeps on moving into the red zone. He makes it in for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals start the game off right with a 6-0 lead. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. All right, here we go. Second down. Dropping back to throw. This is complete. Jalen Tolbert. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
Let's go now.
Throwing from the gun here. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
Here we go.
2nd and 10 now. The pass is incomplete, but hold on here. We've got a flag on the field. Here's the call. So march it forward after they accept the penalty. A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. Toward the sideline, and he locates Johnson. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now they'll throw out of the gun. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Finds Hyatt. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. A give now from the gun. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. Second down now, 7 to go. Right up the gut. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. A nice gain of 8 there, and it brings them to 1st and goal.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here. Brock gets 1st and goal. Back to the well again. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of...
Time for our 2nd quarter. Let's see if the Broncos can capitalize in the red zone. They'll send him up the middle. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Broncos finish off their opening drive. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series. And then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love it.
Pressure off left, and it's blocked!
You just never know what could be the play at the end of the game that we look back on and say, you know what? That was the play that decided it all. It seems small now. It's just a little old point, right? But if this one stays close to the end, keep an eye on that block because that single point could loom very, very large.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
On 1, ready?
They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Shot.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Burrow throwing out of the pistol. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference.
On 1, ready?
Ball at the 33 for 1st down.
Here we go. 12, 12, 12.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion.
Shot.
Running it after the penalty. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 16 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
11 empty, 11 empty. Shot.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
Here we go. 11, 11, 11, 11. Shot.
From the 48. Has him on the quick hitter. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Jalen Petrie there on the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf,
here we go.
I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Short pass brought in. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. He's got it near the 10. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal.
Here we go.
To throw again, it's Burrow. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Cameron Curl has it. And the Broncos get it back up close to their 40 as he's finally tracked down after that return.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, well, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
They'll run here on first down. And he's going to be taken down right around the 39. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up second and 7. From the 39. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Got to figure out this third down here. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escapes the pocket. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Here comes the Broncos punting unit. Takes this in at the 25. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up, past their own 30. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be Bengals football.
One, ready?
Here's first and 10 from the 34.
Let's get set. Stop.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
The trajectory of that ball changes while it's in flight. I'll tell you this, Kate, on shorter throws, these receivers are so good to adjust, can still bring it in. But over a long distance, a tip like that alters the course of the ball, and it sure makes it tough to adjust in time.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down.
Here we go. Here we go. Stop.
Burrow from the gun. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here.
Stop. Stop.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. And the streak continues. Another one hits the ground.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Broncos get set to take over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Looking to his fullback now. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Second and 3 now.
Let's go now.
Plowing up the middle. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
We're to the 2-minute warning from the jungle. And it's the Broncos. With only a yard to go here on 3rd down. Now looking to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
From the 43. Hits him on the out route. Give him 3 on that game. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Throwing it again here. Hits his running back.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They're set up at the 35 now. Running this one left. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll throw it. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, again, just put his little hand right out there and just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. The Broncos had their eye on that play clock, and before it expires, they call a timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And this is down across the 30 before it stopped. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Now the Broncos take their third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Will Lutz getting the call on fourth down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. This will be a 45-yard look from the left hash. Bertolet able to knock it through. And that's going to give them the lead.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. First down, Burrow to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with third down.
First sack, wobbled the cart. This one, I think, sent it off the rails entirely. Taking the L on each of the first 2 plays leaves this offense looking at a very unlikely third down pickup.
Here we go, here we go.
That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. Half the battle complete, Brock, as we resume play here. A spot in our AFC Championship on the line. Takes it just shy of that end zone. And he'll break the 15, but not get much further. Tough field position to start this one out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Blown back gets the handoff. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand at thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road for what looked like a very plain play.
Let's go.
From the 19. Completed to his running back. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Complete out to the right side. Galloping inside the 40. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Here's the handoff. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They give it to him again. And he takes this one in for the Denver touchdown. The Broncos grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos push the lead to 2 scores now. The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. Starting from the 5. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Give now to the running back. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Burrow out of the shotgun. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's out of bounds. Looks like right at midfield. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
11, Thomas. Here we go.
Handoff now out of the gun. And he's able to work this down to the 41. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
11, 11, 11. Dot.
Back-to-back carries here. He breaks the tackle, and he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
11 mighty. 11 mighty. Dot.
On first down, here's Burrow. Cut out left. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Dot.
First down from the red zone. Finds his back complete. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Here we go, here we go. Dot.
Throwing from the gun here. Finds his man Chase. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
On one, ready?
3rd and 4 coming up now.
Here we go. Dot.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Motion man sent left.
Dot.
Trying for it with Burrow. He finds him beyond the marker. It's a 13-yard pickup, and no worry at all on their side from being able to reach that marker on 4th down. That was impressive.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, sit on the bench to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
They'll try and punch it in. Reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals start the second half with some needed points. Point after converted from Carney. And the Bengals cut the lead down to just 2. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Evans now to return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. It's caught, McLaughlin. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Third and long for him here. They're on him again, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Punt taken near midfield. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. And after the punt, the offense comes out onto the field. And the Bengals are set up quite well for their next possession. New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
11 MT tape. 11 MT tape. Dot.
Play action now. Burrow. On him quick, and they bring him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Brings up second down.
On one, ready?
Only one.
That's the end of the third quarter.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down.
Here we go. Dot.
Trying again following the sack. He's on the move. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
On one, ready?
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here.
Thomas. Dot.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And he's got it. That's a layout for it for touchdown. The Bengals take a fourth quarter lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And no turnover, it's going to stay with the offense.
the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Here's a throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Here he is on third and long. He beams one deep right side. And he makes the, wait, no, he didn't hang on. It falls incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up fourth and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. The return begins on their side of midfield. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it's going to be their football coming up.
On two, ready?
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for first and 10.
Here we go. Got.
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go, here we go. Stop.
Burrow from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
11, MT, take. Here we go. Stop.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Manages yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I've talked to running backs over the years,
On one,
Kate,
ready?
the transition from the college game to the pro game. They'll tell you, there's just times in the NFL you got to run into darkness. You run into a lot of bodies.
12.
Perfect example of that on the first down play.
Stop.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw, and without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field,
Here we go.
that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Here we go. Stop.
Here's a give on 1st and goal. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
On one, ready?
8 yards to go as they get set on 2nd and goal.
Gun. Stop. Stop.
Now Burrow. He's got it. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal.
Here we go.
Running back sent in motion.
Stop.
He'll throw it. Ooh, he missed that one, and he knew it. Put it behind his guy, and now it's 4th down. This one intended for the running back. And that forces them to 4th and goal.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
It's one of the biggest moments of the game for Joshua Carty. It doesn't get much easier than this. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the fourth quarter when it really matters.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 32. Doesn't have the hook up there. Incomplete pass.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. He's back to throw. Getting out to his left. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Pass play now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or 2 short of the 25. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Running it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 16. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from Cincy. Broncos trail by 8. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. They'll try and throw it here. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they face 2nd down.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. Chased out to his right. And Willie, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
to throw. Gets this to Johnson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. They need the end zone here. They've got 4 chances at it. This is first and goal. Right up the gut. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Thankfully, not a big loss last play. They're at the 2, second and goal. Going ground game again here. And he takes it in for the touchdown. Down to their last breaths. And he gives them a shot now to force overtime. So there's part 1, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now, you'd imagine, comes a try for 2.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did because, well, they work on 2-point conversions, but they're difficult. This is also a must-have, though, Kate, if they want to try and...
So here come the Broncos. Big spot now as they try for 2. Here he is to throw. And he's in for the 2-point conversion. And near the tail end of this game, we are all tied up. Whew, crisis averted, Brock. They got the 2 and the tie, for now at least. It looks like they have staved off the L and forced themselves overtime.
Yeah, those 2 critical words you just said right there, for now, like for right now. But there's a lot more time on that clock than this defense would care to see. They got to step up. Offense just stepped up, got the 2-point conversion. Now defense, you got to respond to send this game to overtime.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
On 1, ready?
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Back.
Back to throw. They'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
On 1, ready?
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
Here we go, here we go. Back.
Setting up to pass. He's trying to push the field. He's got it inside the 25. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's first down.
Eleven. Stop.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
The score.
So overtime in the playoffs, Brock, things work a little bit different, and we know that some folks have been confused by this. So both teams guaranteed one possession regardless of who wins the coin toss here. And if after those two drives we're still tied, then an entire season comes down to who can score first.
Joshua Carty to kick off.
It's been the type of game that makes the playoffs so great to watch. A spot in the AFC title game on the line as we're underway in overtime. And this drive will start inside the 25.
At their own 23-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. First throw of overtime now. Catch is made down the right sideline. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On 1st down, they'll run. And he gets his offense forward to the 44-yard line. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
With the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, and it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. He's dropping back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that brings up 4th and short. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
Biggest play of OT. Offense set now on 4th down. Back to throw, needing a 1st. Short pass brought in. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's a 13-yard pickup, and no worry at all on their side from being able to reach that marker on 4th down. That was impressive.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Still sticking with the passing game. Oh, big interception here. Jordan Battle with the INT. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. So in the jungle, the Bengals take the win. And that was the type of game you can only hope for in the postseason, Brock. Couple of deserving teams laying it all out there, and they were finally able to get the win and keep their playoffs going. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Cincinnati.